guys, it's Carter. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day today. Now in today's video, we are going to be talking about how to make $1,000 per week from swing trading stocks. We're going to be talking about some tips, some tricks, some strategies, and some stocks that we're in on, and some stocks with some opportunities. So guys, I hope you guys all enjoyed this. And if you guys do, hit that like button, subscribe. And if you guys are new to the channel and you're like, who is this random guy? My name is Carter. I've been a full-time swing trader for over 6 years. And with that being said, we do have an amazing school where I teach people my strategies, my mindset, my approach with trading, how to find these stocks. That's very important. It's awesome. And we have, private live streams, a private group chat. If you want to take swing trading to the next level, check it out. And we're doing a 50% off sale. There's only 1 day left for that sale. So check it out right now. Code SCHOOL. It's a back to school day sale. You guys absolutely loved it. So we did extend it 2 more days. So guys, 1 more day left, so check it out down below. Code SCHOOL, 50% off. And guys, let's dive into this. So when it comes to swing trading and trying to make that $1,000 per week from trading, a lot of people think that, one, it's easy to do. And I just want to talk about this first, and then obviously we'll talk about the strategies. But trading is not easy, right? I'm sure you've heard those statistics of 90% of traders fail. I'm sure you've heard of them, because when I first started trading, I heard those statistics and I thought, oh my gosh, I am never going to make it. But then somebody said 90% of businesses fail. And then I thought, well, 90% of businesses fail, 90% of traders fail. Why do they fail? It's very simple. They lack education. They lack a strategy. And for a business, they lack a business plan. And those two things opened my eyes. Okay, I need education and I need to have a plan. Those two things is what separates, in my opinion, successful traders from non-successful traders. So if you're just starting out, focus on education, check out our school, and then focus on your strategy. So with something we're going to be talking about today is building up a checklist. So a checklist is a way traders, always choose quality over quantity. So going through some of the stocks, you guys will see me kind of talk about my checklist, and all it is it's a set of rules that I follow before I ever place a trade. So I choose quality over quantity. So let's talk about our strategy, and let's jump into this here. So the first thing that I want to talk about here is the broker. So the broker that I use, and the broker I would highly recommend, is Moomoo. Now, Moomoo is a trading broker, so they specialize in traders. This is going to be different than Robinhood. This is going to be different than M1 Finance, TD Ameritrade. Those brokers are just general investing brokers, which are great, and you can swing trade on them. But the great thing about Moomoo is, like I said, they're trading brokers, so they have great charting, great scanning. They offer paper trading, so you can practice your simulated trades, and they, like I said, they offer a lot of great tools. So make sure you guys check them out down below. You guys can sign up and get up to 20 free stocks right now, so check it out. But even if you don't, I would highly recommend picking a broker you understand is very important, because the broker is going to be how you make money. So let's jump into some of the stocks that we're actually in on a position with. So we're in on a ticker symbol MCK. So going back to my checklist, the first thing on my checklist is an upward trend. So trends, I always picture a trend like a river. It's a lot easier to swim downstream with the river at your back than trying to swim upstream, swimming against the current. It's very difficult. So I always imagine the stock like that. So for me, I'm a long trader, so I buy and sell. Some traders are short traders where they bet for the stock to go down. I don't recommend that. And the only reason why I say that is because short traders, there's no max amount of money you can lose, right? If you buy a stock at $1, the worst that it can happen is it can go to zero. Compared to, if you short a stock at $1 and it goes to $20, now instead of being out $1, you're out $20. So, the next thing I have is support. So what a support line is it could be a certain price, it could be a certain indicator. So with this stock, ticker symbol MCK, you guys will notice I have 2 lines. I have a red line and a blue line. These are what we call moving average lines. They act as support, as you guys can see, and they also will act as resistance. So when the stock falls below it, you can see where the stock falls below these lines, and it has a hard time breaking above them. So if you want to buy a stock, you want to try to buy it near and around the lines, the moving average lines, but above it. So the difference between the blue and the red is the 200 day and the blue is the 90 day. Both of them act as support and resistance, but the red is going to be harder because it takes the previous 200 days closing prices, merges them together. It's just a harder support, harder resistance. So the next thing on my checklist is the RSI. The RSI stands for the Relative Strength Index. It tracks momentum. It pretty much makes sure when you buy a stock, it's not just going to continue to sell off. Because what we have a tendency of seeing is a stock, if that just say it sells off 10% and the RSI is at a 50, and then it sells off more and more and more. So it really helps track the bottom of the stock there. So I always want to make sure it's under 30. That's kind of my good rule of thumb. And looking here, you guys can see it was trading for near and around about a 26. The last time it was trading there was back in here where we had this great move. So you can see where the stock went from 330 all the way up to 377, which is a nice move. So the next thing here is earnings. Personally, I never hold through an earnings. Earnings is a risky time for traders. It's a risky time for investors, and I don't recommend it. So I always incorporate that in my checklist so I can either write down when the earnings date is and I can be out of the position by then, or in this case, I know they just released the earnings, so we're still in the clear. So the next thing here is risk and reward. Before I ever place a trade, I want a minimum of about 3 to 1. So this is why having a trading broker benefits you, because you can pretty much break down your trade. So, they have this long position tool where if you entered here, you could set your target all the way up here at resistance. You could plan out your stop loss. So now the risk and reward is 4.6. So risking $1 to make over $4.60, which is a really nice risk and reward. The last thing here is the hourly. You guys can see that in this zone, in this square here, we've seen a good amount of buying pressure. Hits it, got good buying pressure, buying pressure, buying pressure. So we got in near and around this 545 area, which honestly isn't the lowest. The lowest is 531. But it still was in that zone, and I could easily set my stop loss below it, giving a good risk and reward. And obviously we held for the breakout, which is really good. Another thing that we saw here was this. This is what we call a golden cross, which is a bullish thing for the stock to do. So now we have all the right parameters, right? We're in on a position with a good risk and reward. It's on an upward trend, sold off. So there's a good indication where we could get a possible move going back up to some highs. And, even if we only make 3-4% off this trade, that's completely fine. My job as a trader is to do one thing. It's to make money. And whether it's 1%, whether it's 100%, my job is to make money consistently. So personally, I would rather take 1, 2, 3% returns and just compound it rather than trying to take a ton of risky trades of making 100% a week. It's very risky taking those high risk trades. That's why they're risky trades. So, stick to hitting base hits rather than home runs. And now let's talk about a stock here that I really love, and a stock that we actually called out yesterday, and a stock with some good opportunity here. So, this is a stock here. Let me pull it up here. This is a stock here, ticker symbol TRMD. TRMD here, if we zoom out, you guys will kind of see everything we said. Good upward trend, sold off down to a trend line here. You guys can see this trend line. Each and every time it hits this line, we'll actually remove this, it gets good buying pressure. So you guys can see, hits it, this could represent a good move going forward. So then what you do before you ever place the trade is you look at everything. Okay, what's the RSI? The RSI is at a 34. So we could get a little more sell-off. So if you hopped in here, I would set my stops a little tighter just because there could be an indication of more sell-off. Another thing is when is the earnings? Okay, the earnings just happened. Good. In going through that checklist that you made, and this is just a stock that I wanted to talk about because looking at the hourly, you can even see it's starting to form some nice support. So we'll see if possibly we enter this position. But guys, this is a very simple strategy you guys can do to start making money from trading in the markets. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this, but more importantly, I hope you learned something. If you guys did, hit that like button and subscribe, and don't forget to check out our school. Code SCHOOL, 50% off, and I'll see you guys in there. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and take care.